If you're looking to learn how to trade within FIFA 23 Ultimate Team, it can be overwhelming simply because of the amount of people that show you all the different trading methods that are available. It's difficult to know the very best methods that are going to give you the highest return right at the beginning. So in today's video, we're going to be going through the top 10 trading methods that you can start if you're below 10,000 coins. You don't need to do every single one of these methods that we're going through in today's video. I recommend selecting one or two. Learn to master them, build up your coin balance, and if you really want to, even though this is a video highlighting trading methods to start below 10k, for a lot of them, you can keep on using. Take them up to 50k, 100k, maybe even beyond that. Because as long as you're able to make coins from them, they're always going to be profitable. So firstly, we have the bronze method. With this one, it is incredibly simple. It's also got the lowest barrier to entry because as long as you have 250 coins, you can start this. Head over to the transfer market, set the quality to be bronze, and then all you need to do is search. You'll go across each player individually. And so that you're not wasting time comparing each and every player here, you're just going to look for those with bids on. The only reason for someone else to bid on a player is because they're able to bid on it lower than what they can buy it. So this makes sense for you to compare those players because the chances are they're still listed below their lowest buy now. Whereas the players with no bids on, it's likely because they're not a good deal. So you can save time by looking for the bronze players with bids on, find them, compare their price, and if you find a player which has a 150 coin bid, but the next cheapest is 450 coins as the lowest buy now after comparing the price, you know that you can put a 200 coin bid on, and because it's a bronze player, you have a reasonably high chance of winning that deal, and then you can list it back onto the transfer market at 400 coins lowest buy now, and that's what undercut the market. You will now be the cheapest, but once it sells, you're getting just under double your coins back. This is just under double because of the 5% EA tax. The second trade method is exactly the same as this, but it's for silver players. This is the silver method. Instead of doing what we just did with bronze players, now you can actually start looking at having a couple hundred coins, potentially a couple thousand coins, and you can do it with silver players instead. Now with silver players, they're slightly more desirable. There's objectives that occasionally get released which require you to build silver teams or include silver players. So it does mean when going through this, there's going to be slightly more competition. You're also going to have to pay a higher price, but with it, you're going to be able to sell them for a much higher price, and on top of that, they're also going to sell a lot quicker. But with this, you're just doing the same. The only difference is you're setting the quality to be silver. You're going across, looking for players with bids on. Once you find one, you're comparing that player's price, and then comparing the price by seeing the lowest buy now compared to the current bid on the player. And if there's a reasonable price difference between them, you can place a bid. List it back onto the transfer market, undercutting the cheapest. The third method. This is one which I recommend you have more than 10,000 coins, but simply because of the low barrier to entry, we can include it as part of this video. This is the bronze pack method. For this, you'll need to head over to the store. You'll go all the way down to classic packs. There you'll find a bronze pack and it will cost you 750 coins. That's why it's a method listed under trading methods below 10k, because it does only cost you 750 coins. But the real art with the bronze pack method is that if you're able to open a lot more than just one, you're going to put yourself in a much better position because it's not guaranteed that you'll profit from this every single time. But it is guaranteed that you will profit from this over a long period of time. This is simply because you're selling the players that do actually sell within the pack itself. Plus, on top of that, with the players that don't sell, you're able to put them into SBCs. And after just opening one bronze pack, you're not going to be in a position to do that. But once you open hundreds, you will. But because the pack is valued at 750 coins, that's the reason it's included within this video. The next method, this one is the bulk bidding method. This works great if you're looking at cheap rare gold players. Let's say that you found a player which is listed at 1,000 coins for their lowest buy now. Chances are you're able to get them for 2, maybe even 300 coins less than that, depending on the rating of the card. Now I know that doesn't sound like an insane amount of profit, but this is something that can scale. Not only are you just looking to get a couple hundred coins for one single player, but hopefully you're able to get 5, 10, 15, 20, maybe even more. Suddenly, a player that you've been able to get for 800 coins and list on a transfer market for 1,000 coins, that will give you 150 coins after EA tax. That by itself, not much, but once you get 10, that's 1,500. And because these are rare gold players, chances are you're able to get them reasonably quickly in just a couple minutes. Plus also, you should be able to go and sell them within the first hour. Similar to this, the next trading method is sniping. Now, for some people, they're going to be thinking that this is the complete opposite to the bulk bidding method. There's no way that this is similar, but it is. The only difference here is instead of bidding on players at a mass scale, you're able to do it by buying them. And now that EA has fixed the transfer market search, it does mean that this method is now a viable option again. You'll look for a specific type of player or a specific group of players, and you're going to find the lowest buy now. You're then going to take a couple hundred coins away, and then you're just going to constantly keep on searching. 9 out of 10 times you'll get a message which tells you that you need to change your search parameters because there's nothing available onto the transfer market. But you keep doing this long enough, eventually you will get a player which is listed and it does fit your search parameters, and if you're quick enough, you will be able to buy that player and list it back onto the transfer market. Yet again, in most cases, you're probably only going to be making a couple hundred coins per sell, but you do this enough, it will start to add up. The sixth trading method is the Quintilla method. This is where you can focus on common gold players. And even though they're not the most desirable, they will be used for SBCs, but unfortunately, not every single time they're in the correct position. And position modifiers, well, let's just say it takes a bit of time to go into the transfer market, find a position modifier, buy that, send that to your club, apply that to the player, and then go and submit that for an SBC. So what most people do is they'll just search for the player that they need within that team, and they'll find them within a different position and buy them at that. But that does mean that they're going to be paying a premium. Now, as traders, we could take advantage of this. You can find a player, a common gold player, bid on them, or even find them relatively cheap in their default position for a couple hundred coins. You'll then look for position modifiers, and you should be able to buy them anywhere between 500 to 600 coins, all depending on the time of year. But this means in total, you'll be anywhere between 900 to 1,300 coins in. But a lot of these players will sell for 2,000 coins, giving you around 700 coins profit at the very least. Now, you don't want to go too overboard with this, because if you've got hundreds of these players ready to list, unfortunately, it may take some time. But if you get one or two, list them, eventually they will sell. Once they do sell, you can go and do it again with the exact same player. And there's nothing stopping you getting loads of different players as you go across the whole market looking for players that could be used. And number 7, we have fodder investing. Now with this one, because we're looking at less than 10,000 coins, it does mean that you can't really go for anything too expensive. You can't be going for 87 plus rated players, nor can you go for any type of special cards, but you can go for 83 rated players. Every couple of weeks, and you can go and use a site such as FootBin or FootWiz, which will give you a player graph of their price relative throughout the year, and you'll see it go up and down. Once it starts to get towards that lower end, all you need to do is search for these 83 rated players, which is very easy using the exact same websites, and you just need to buy one of each, store them to your club. Now with this one, you're not going to be making an instant amount of profit, and you do need to be patient, because it could be weeks, potentially even months until they go up again. But at some point they will, because they are needed for SBCs. That is when you'll sell them on. And number 8, we have a chemistry style method, but this is where it's already applied to players. You could go onto the transfer market, select the quality to be rare gold, go and select the league to be Premier League, and then you can go and select the position to be defenders, and then you want to select the chemistry style to resemble whatever position that is. So for example, you're going to want to select Shadow for defenders, you're going to want to select Catalyst for midfielders, and you want to select Hunter for attackers. Firstly, you'll select defenders, and you'll look to see some of the cheapest players within the Premier League, which are defenders with that chemistry style. And yet again, you're just comparing the difference. If you see a player which is a couple hundred coins less than everyone else, you can buy them and list them higher. as well as you can also compare players on an individual level. If you search and there's 7 players in total, 6 of which are the exact same person, but one of which is just listed a couple hundred coins less, plus also it is someone that isn't there, you can actually list them even higher, giving you even more profit. And once you're done with defenders, you'll move this up to midfielders, do the same thing, move this up to attackers, do the same thing. And once you're done there, the Premier League's finished. You can now move on to Serie A, Liga, Bundesliga, and La Liga. By the time that you go through all of them, you could actually go back round to the Premier League and start from the beginning. And number 9, we have the cheap 1-2-3 method. With this, you will need to use a tool such as FootBin, which will show you player prices once you type their names in. On FIFA, all you need to do is select the minimum bid 1,000 coins, maximum bid 2,000 coins, and minimum buy now 3,000 coins. This will give you a list of all the players which are valued between 1 or 2k on their bid, but has a much higher buy now. This should hopefully separate the good deals from the bad deals. Now it's the case of going across each player, and whenever you do find a player with a bid on, similar to what we talked about earlier with the bronze and silver method, it means that they could potentially be a good deal. So once you come across that, instead of comparing the price because there's going to be way too many of them, you're just going to go and use FootBin, and you're going to type the player's name in, which will give you a rough ballpark of how much that player can sell for. It won't be exactly because sometimes it takes a while to update, but the chances are you will be able to sell it for that price, maybe even a couple hundred coins more. And finally, we do have the chemistry style method. This time, we're not looking at chemistry styles being applied to players, we're just looking at chemistry styles. It's not difficult for you to look at shadows, catalysts, hunters, whatever it is, specifically look at one single chemistry style, see what's available on the market, find the lowest buy now, and then go across and bid on as many as you can. You'll max out your watch list and chances are you will get outbidded, but this is where you'll go over to your watch list and you'll just go back through. As long as you're still able to make profit from them, you'll do a second round and you'll place another bid on everything that you're still able to make profit from. You just keep on going back and forth until eventually you remove all the ones which are no longer good deals, or you manage to win a load ready to go and list back onto the transfer market. You'll get all of these at different prices, which means the profit that you make will vary, but you're still making profit. And because of the amount of chemistry styles available, you're going to be getting a lot of these coming through every couple of seconds. But anyway guys, here are the top 10 trading methods that you can start if you have less than 10k. If you do have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going. So see ya.